What's up?
What's up guys, welcome to another video. So MK11 Ultimate finally came out a couple days ago, and just like typical NRS, they released the patch notes like 6, 7, 8 hours after the patch actually came out itself. But we do got them now, and they're actually pretty extensive. So in this video, I'm mainly going to be covering the universal changes, like all the stuff they did to the game, customs, you know, all of the things they changed about the mechanics. And then I'll go over, like, for the characters, not every single change, but all the redundant changes, because they pretty much just change how pokes works for every single character. And there's not actually that much specific character things, but the specific character stuff, I will cover that in my video tomorrow. For now, I mainly just want to cover the universal changes so you guys know what's basically going on with the game and what's changed. So looking at the patch notes here, they got moveless corrections, which is good. They want to have the moveless correct. And the AI is better. Personally, I'd rather the AI be really bad, because when I'm doing these towers, I don't really want to challenge doing the towers. I'd rather just be hurrying up, get through it quickly, get my skins and be done with it. New brutalities is always good. Now for the next one, it says added an option to toggle the ability to use custom variations in tournament mode. So basically that change, that's talking about for offline. Like when you go offline in the Combat League, you still have to go to customization. You know, you can make up to 5 variations. You have to make your 5 variations or whatever variations you want for your character. And then when you go in the Combat League, you pick whatever one you want for the match. Now what this change is talking about, when you play offline in tournament mode, if you toggle that thing on, when you click on tournament mode, like when you're playing an offline tournament, you can pick individual custom moves as, you know, as you're picking your character. So you don't have to have pre-made variations, you can just make them on the spot. Now personally, I'd rather that have been part of just a regular thing for Combat League, but that's just for offline, just so you know. Okay, this one's really good. Slightly adjusted the head victim range for all characters. Now we've heard that before, head victim range, but I'm gonna show you that it's actually functional now. Alright, so check this out, right? I'm Johnny Cage. I got Cassie Cage right here. You know Cassie Cage, when she's ducking, she would always avoid those EX projectiles. So check this out, right? So I got her on stance hold and crouching. Check this out. Bruh. That hit Cassie Cage on block. So they actually did something about the head victim range, so a lot of whiffing issues shouldn't be happening as much. Now I'm sure it's MK11, there's some issues still on, but just the fact that this is fixed means it's a very good thing. That means a lot of issues have been fixed, so that's a good thing. So the next one says, most basic and combo attacks now allow for button input buffer during the last 4 frames of recovery. So what it sounds like to me it means is, let's say you're doing a juggle combo or whatever, let's say you're doing Sub-Zero, you know, you're doing stand 2, stand 2, stand 2. So basically, like when you do the first stand 2, during the last 4 frames of its recovery, if you input another stand 2, the button will come out. So I'm assuming that means you don't have to be so frame perfect during juggles. Now to be honest, when I was doing juggles with these new characters, it didn't really feel that I had that buffer. It still felt a little bit difficult to do, but that could just be because I'm not used to the new characters' timing and whatnot. But that's what it says, and if that's true, that's a good thing, especially if it's a little bit laggy and you have a hard time getting your optimal combos. It should make it a little bit easier. So this next one's pretty cool. So basically saying that short hop attacks are now immune to like down ones pretty much. But it says it's immune until their recovery frames, but it's actually only immune during the active frames, because as you're going up, you can be poked out of it. Alright, to show you what I mean, right, I have Cassie to do a down 1 and then a short hop. So if I press it right away, like even as she's going up, I hit her. But if I wait for the attack to actually like come out, then you see like she's invincible. She doesn't get hit by it. Alright, so for the next one, it says get up recovery is now 4 frames faster. So that means just off anything in general, you get up 4 frames faster. So the best example I can give, let's say you have a situation to where you do a certain knockdown or whatever, and you're plus 30 normally, now you're only going to be plus 26 because they get up faster. So that's pretty much what that changes, they say, to improve gameplay speed or whatever. Alright, this next one is actually my favorite change. It's about delayed get up. So now delayed get up has a unique animation, so you can actually see when they're doing it, plus has a little message on the top right that appears. So basically, instead of them having short delay and long delay, where short delay was like 15 frames where you were on the ground and long delay was 30, they just made one time, which is 20 frames, and that's just called delay, no more long or short delay. So it's basically much easier to melee them, whether you guess they're gonna delay or wake up normal. Much easier to melee them. You don't have to guess between 3 different options, at least it's just 2. Just so y'all can see it, like I get knocked down, I do delayed wake up. You see like my head goes up a little bit, and then you see in the top left, or the mid left, like the little delay thing. So that's how the delayed wake up works now. And that's pretty much my favorite change. It stops all the shenanigans with the wake up system and all that good stuff. So I'm really glad they finally did something about it. Alright, this next one's actually really good. They addressed fatal blows. Fatal blows have a larger 6-frame window to flawless block. May not seem like a big deal, but when you flawless block it, it does make it a lot easier to punish. It has less pushback on block. Not much, I'm gonna be honest, but a little bit less pushback. But the best one, in the corner, it's got no pushback. So if you're cornered and they do a fatal blow in your face, they're not going to be pushed back at all. So it'll be extremely easy to punish. At that point, there'll be no excuse. Alright, just so you see, like for Melina's fatal blow, this is the regular pushback. I mean, it's still got pushback, let's be honest, but it's not as bad as it was before. Alright, but then let's say we put the opponent in the corner. That's when it's significantly different. I do fatal blow, no pushback. I'm right next to Jackie, so that's actually really good. You can actually get your punish. And now let me show you mid-screen. If you actually flawless block the fatal blow, there's pretty much no pushback whatsoever. That's why they added more flawless block time or whatever. Now personally, I'd rather them have just made pushback like this anyway as default, but they want to make you flawless block it. And they say they reduced it slightly, so it still should be easier to punish anyway. But overall, it's a positive change. Oh, this next one is just fix the rare issue with throw escapes that could cause weapons. This is some animation thing. This next one, toward and back throws now lose trades with like other low attacks. So basically what that means is if you're going for a grab and the opponent like tries to poke you on the same frame, or like they try to poke you and their poke is active, the poke will beat you out. Because grabs, you know, they're supposedly highs, but they grab the recovery of like any low attack in the game. And a lot of times you would do like a down 2 or a down 1 and you'd get grabbed out of it and you'd be like, huh? You'd be like, what's going on? So this is just to reduce that happening. Now of course, like if you do a down 1 and you're still like in recovery, down 3, down whatever, and you're in recovery, the grab's gonna grab you. Or honestly, like before your frames are active, if you're still on startup, you're gonna get grabbed. But if you're in the active frames, then your poke or whatever is gonna beat a throw. So overall, that's a positive change. You can be more confident in your down 2 reads on throws. And it also says throws do 10 less initial damage, which basically means they only do 130. And you know how like when you attack a throw, you still take damage? Well, instead of taking 20, you only take 10. That's where they reduce the damage from the throw from, which makes all throws do 130 damage instead of 140. Alright, this next one just fixed some rare issue with a crushing blow. This next one fixed an issue that can cause incorrect victim regions to be used for fewer frames with a forward dash, okay, whatever. Now this one's good. I hope it's actually true. Most combo attacks can no longer hit from behind unless the opponent's in the combo. Like I know one good example was Sindel, her 1-1, because her second part of her 1-1 kind of whips behind her, and I've hit someone that was behind me that jumped over my attack. So they're gonna reduce that when they're not in a combo, but I guess when they're in a combo, it still has the same type of hitboxes, so you can still do your cool combos, which I'm cool with that. I just hope they fixed it as well as they said they did. Okay, they fixed some kind of rare issue, and then slightly adjusted the victim region on several regular reactions. I'm assuming there's some kind of box fix. Added 4K, blah blah blah. So overall, from the general changes, very happy. The ones that stand out to me are the delayed get up, the fact that you just get up faster in general. It changes the fatal blows, which is really good. The changes to just grabs in general, and the changes to short hop. Overall, I think they're all pretty positive changes. I would have changed fatal blows a little bit more, but it's still a step in the right direction. Alright, then for Combat League, the ability improvements, they do that every single time. Desync issues. Okay, this tutorial they added, yo, that's like hella whack. Just click on online. It makes you play 3 AIs, like Scorpion, you know, it makes you play each of his 3 variations. You play them, like, okay, tells you little things about Combat League, gives you some bonus points. It's like, whatever. Really a pointless tutorial. It's just a waste of time that gets you into going into the online game. Because I don't like the kind of stuff when you click online, you just want to get in and play. Why do you have to go and waste time in doing some whack tutorial? I mean, the game has a whole tutorial system already, which is really good if you just go and look for it. They shouldn't force you to do any kind of Combat League tutorial because it's pretty self-explanatory. You win, you get points, you lose points, and you get more points and you get skins. That's common sense, but whatever, they put that there. And then this one, which we all know about already, we can use custom variations. And I've kind of talked about how that works. For online, you gotta go into customization and actually make it yourself. For playing in offline tournaments, you can actually make them as you go during the match. So you can just change out specific moves. This is offline, of course. Online, you have to have the variations pre-made. So I'd recommend, honestly, just for like each of your characters, just have like 5 variations of like all the different ways you could think of that might be useful. And you can use that in different matchups if you need to switch something for Combat League or anything like that. And that's pretty much it, and the rest are just character specific, which like I said, I'm going to go more in depth tomorrow. But let me talk about just pretty much what was changed for every single character across the board, which is a really good thing. And that has to do with the poke system. The poke system was kind of whack before, where like, okay, Jackie, her poke was -3. We see that? Look at that. She's -6 now. And her down 3 is also pretty minus. As you can see, it's -6. So just in general, every single down 1, down 3, every single poke like that is either -5 at the very least or -6 or higher. They pretty much make it as minus as they can possibly be without them being punishable, which is awesome. So it prevents like mashing and stuff like that. Like a character like Jackie, she was only -3 from her poke, which means you had enough time to backdash anything you pretty much did. And for like characters with slower mids, they really couldn't contest it. Because think of it this way, right? Before it was -3, her poke comes out in 7 frames. You add the minus frames to the next move, so basically her next poke comes out in 10 frames. So if your character don't got a 9 or 10 frame mid, you're gonna lose, which means you have to poke back, and Jackie's only being -3 can backdash your poke and whiff punish you. And many characters can do this, but now Jackie and others can no longer do it, like thank goodness. I mean, of course, there's good staggers that lead to the same effect, but at least those are staggers, not freaking poke that you can just keep on mashing. And now while they did that, they made it more minus on block. On hit, they made every single poke a lot more easier to jail. You see, now I'm +13 on hit, and down 3, also +13. And they did this throughout the entire cast. So basically, if you land a down 1, there's no reason why you can't jail into your fastest, high, normal, whatever. Or at least for sure get a meaty with your mid. Even if you have a slower mid, you'll still be able to because you're hella plus off a poke. And like I said, they did this across the board. I think they did it with some down 4s and stuff like that. And like I said before, like the character specific changes, like what they actually changed about certain moves, they didn't do that much, but I'll be going over that in my video tomorrow. So overall, I really like what they did with this patch. They made a lot of positive changes, and most of the things I wanted, they put in the game, so I really can't complain. And I'm definitely going to be giving this game like a much bigger chance. I'm going to try to make a lot more content for it, and actually try to play it some more and see if I actually enjoy it. So anyway guys, that's about it for the video today. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Follow me on Twitch. And I'll see you guys next time.